G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Delling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, Justice Michael Lee, who came to fame when he handed down a judgment in the Bruce Lerman defamation case, has been busted again acting dodgy. Old Justice Lee isn't the honest and upright person people think he is. And I've just published an article on it. And the article's titled, Justice Michael Lee Exposed Supporting Sexual Predator Former Judge Dyson Hayden. I published the article on Sunday the 16th of March 2025, and it starts off, Justice Michael Lee has been exposed, secretly supporting disgraced former High Court of Australia Judge Dyson Hayden, who was found to have sexually harassed 6 women. As you will see below, Justice Lee rates anti-Semitism a major issue and only rates sexual harassment by a judge as a minor issue given his support for Dyson Hayden. Justice Lee's rap sheet of suspect and hypocritical behaviour is starting to grow, with his latest indiscretion being reported by the Sydney Morning Herald on Friday the 14th of March 2025 in an article titled Justice Michael Lee attends disgraced ex-judge Dyson Hayden's book launch, which says, on Tuesday, we wrote that the release of a new book by former High Court Judge Dyson Hayden, found by an independent court inquiry to have sexually harassed 6 female associates, posed an important litmus test for how the legal community viewed such matters. Now, the results are in. Hayden on Contract was launched quietly at an invitation-only event on Wednesday night, attended by a who's who of Australia's most eminent jurists. Among them was Federal Court Justice Michael Lee, who became a media celebrity and a favourite of the Progressive Writers' Festival set after presiding over Bruce Lerman's failed defamation case against Channel 10. Lee's scathing judgment, which found on the balance of probabilities that Lerman had raped his former colleague Brittany Higgins, won plaudits from women's advocates. In a book version of the 324-page judgment, released by Melbourne University Publishing and not authorised by the court, featured a foreword by consent activist Chanel Contis. We're not sure how new fans of Lord Lee, as he is now being called in judicial circles, feel about all this. Also in attendance was Lee's federal court colleague Ian Jackman, brother of Hollywood star Hugh Jackman, who counts Hayden as an important mentor. Jackson and Lee declined to comment to the Sydney Morning Herald. Other guests included New South Wales Court of Appeal President Julie Ward and Supreme Court Justice Elizabeth Peden. My article goes on to say, it is also worth noting who wrote the foreword for the book, as reported by the Sydney Morning Herald on the 11th of March 2025, which says, one prominent legal figure who has proudly gone into bat for Hayden is the judge's former High Court colleague, Michael Kirby, something of a hero to progressives and first-year law students around the country. In a glowing foreword, Kirby calls Hayden's book an important work of legal exposition, an intellectual masterpiece and a magnum opus. Wikipedia says in regards to Dyson Hayden's sexual harassment findings and allegations, in June 2020, an investigation on behalf of the High Court found that Hayden had sexually harassed 6 female associates while he was a member of the court. The Chief Justice of Australia, Susan Kiefel, apologised to women on behalf of the court and announced new measures to protect judges, personal staff, and to improve handling of complaints. The same month, the Sydney Morning Herald published the results of its own investigation, in which several women alleged that they had been sexually harassed by Hayden. The newspaper also said that Hayden's predatory behaviour was an open secret in legal and judicial circles. Hayden denied the claims and apologised for any inadvertent and unintended offence. He did not apply to renew his practising certificate with the New South Wales Bar Association upon its expiry at the 30th of June 2020, which meant he could no longer work as a barrister. 3 of the associates sought compensation from the Commonwealth and Hayden. In February 2022, the Commonwealth Attorney General and the associates' lawyers announced that the 3 had settled with the Commonwealth, with terms not to be disclosed, although some reports referred to a 6-figure amount. On the 14th of October 2022, Hayden resigned from the Order of Australia, having previously been appointed as a companion. And I go on to say, Dyson Hayden was also publicly accused of sexual assault by several other women, including a judge, and there's a link there to an article with that information. And I go on to say, Justice Lee's attack on anti-Semitism. Justice Lee was in the media a couple of weeks ago, attacking the growth of anti-Semitism, and was reported as saying, Federal Court Justice Michael Lee says anti-Semitism has grown in Australia due to the cancel culture and intolerance in its universities moral relativism in its school curriculum. The judge, best known for presiding over the Bruce Lerman defamation case, made the comments on Thursday at an anti-Semitism forum in Bondi. The forum was also attended by the New South Wales Premier, Chris Minns, Opposition Leader Peter Dutton, and Attorney General Mark Dreyfus. Lee, speaking as a sentient citizen rather than as a judge, said he believed the latest incidents of anti-Semitism can be traced back to the diminution of a sense of cohesive national identity and a related soft revolution in values. Well, Lee has been shown to be badly wrong because the latest incidents of anti-Semitism can be traced back to organised crime, as the New South Wales Police have revealed. But more importantly, if Lee is prepared to go public and speak as a citizen rather than as a judge on anti-Semitism, why doesn't Lee do the same thing regarding sexual harassment of women by Dyson Hayden? Justice Lee's rap sheet. When Justice Lee handed down his judgment in Bruce Lerman's defamation case against Channel 10 and Lisa Wilkinson, he was applauded for fighting against Bruce Lerman and saying in his judgment, having escaped the lion's den, Mr. Lerman made the mistake of going back for his hat. But in Justice Lee's judgment, he also attacked Brittany Higgins, especially the claim of a political cover-up. Major problem with Lee's dismissal of the political cover-up allegation is that most of the evidence was never before him, as Lee only dealt with the evidence up to when Brittany Higgins went public in 2021. Most of the evidence came to light after that. The key beneficiaries of Lee's findings that there was no political cover-up was Scott Morrison, others in the Liberal Party and News Corp, who have been publishing propaganda attacking Brittany Higgins and defending Bruce Lerman, trying to conceal a political cover-up. What was very disturbing is that a few months after Justice Lee handed down the Lerman judgment, Lee attended News Corp's celebration of the Australian 60th birthday last Thursday, the 25th of July 2024, which was full of Liberal Party politicians who were in effect cleared and benefited from Lee's Lerman judgment. Justice Lee knew there was a major issue with him showing up to the Australian 60th birthday and was extremely sheepish in two photos taken of him arriving at the event. And I'll put a picture up on the screen now of Justice Lee attending the Australian newspaper's 60th birthday celebration at the Australian Museum in Sydney's Darlinghurst on Thursday, the 25th of July 2024. Justice Lee has a look of a guilty person being caught red-handed, as he also does in the second picture below, which I'll put up on screen as well. The Daily Mail also published a photo of Justice Lee, which I put up on screen now, attending the Australian newspaper's 60th birthday celebration at the Australian Museum in Sydney's Darlinghurst on Thursday, the 25th of July 2024. As you can see with both photos, Justice Lee is very uncomfortable with having his photos taken, as he knows he's potentially in a lot of trouble. I emailed questions to Justice Lee in the federal court, which I published regarding Justice Lee attending the News Corp event, but he never responded, and there's a link there so you can see the email and the questions. On the 8th of January this year, the blow shows up in an internet search, and it says Open Justice Advocate and Anti-Semitism Denouncer. Michael Lee has unpicked challenging legal cases, fought hard for open justice, and stood publicly against anti-Semitism. That's why he is nominated for the Australian of the Year. So, Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch are promoting their boy, Justice Lee, for doing their bidding by giving him a dodgy nomination for the Australian of the Year award. My article goes on to say, just when you think it could not get any worse. There's a picture of Justice Michael Lee and Ita Buttrose up on screen now. In June 2024, the Women in Media organisation announced in an article titled Legal and Media Giants, Justice Michael Lee and Ita Buttrose in conversation at Women in Media Conference, which starts off, Women in Media is proud to announce a remarkable and exclusive event at this year's national conference, a candid conversation between Justice Michael Lee of the Federal Court of Australia and preeminent journalist, media industry powerhouse and trailblazer for women, and Women in Media patron, Ita Buttrose. This unique session promises to offer profound insights into the intersection of media, law and society, with a particular focus on the themes of truth and trust. After the Women Media Conference in August 2024, it was reported Justice Michael Lee, the man who oversaw the sensational defamation case brought by Bruce Lerman against Brittany Higgins, Channel 10 and Lisa Wilkinson, has declared that journalism is a search for the objective truth and that the media has a critical role to play in preserving the integrity of our legal system. Well, that article's wrong because Lerman didn't sue Brittany Higgins. But I'll just correct that then. And I go on to say, the lies would have been flying thick and fast with both Justice Michael Lee and Ita Buttrose on stage at the same time. Justice Lee's latest mention in the media is supporting sexual predator Dyson Hayden. And Ita, we owe her nothing. Buttrose's latest media appearance is perjuring herself on the witness box at Antoinette Latouf's unlawful termination case. As it turns out, on the 13th of March, Crikey reported in an article titled Ex-ABC Chair Ita Buttrose taken off speaker list for Women in Media event that says Ita Buttrose has been removed from the speaker list at the Women in Media Australia's 20th anniversary fundraiser, with concerns raised about the platform afforded to her in light of the ABC's Antoinette Latouf saga. I doubt the Women in Media group will ever have Justice Michael Lee back either, given his support for sexual predator Dyson Hayden. Closing arguments. Justice Michael Lee is not a person of morals or ethics, and nor should he be seen as such. The more Lee is in the public spotlight, the more it exposes who he really is. But I suppose he is now in the Murdoch News Corp stable, so he thinks he has protection and can do what he wants. Justice Michael Lee should take a good look at Ita Buttrose, who also thought she was a protected species, but who now has had her reputation totally trashed by her own doing. You make sure you visit my website, Kangaroo Court of Australia, and read that article. It's got a lot of links in it, which you can click on with further information. And Kangaroo Court of Australia is independent media. I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. So it'd be greatly appreciated if you make a donation or become a monthly supporter. You can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. It all helps out in a big way. And a link for the Patreon account on PayPal account or below this video on YouTube and also my website. Or you can visit my website for the donations page, which has all the donation options on there. And please share this video on social media and help shine a light on corruption. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.